to talk about the geography lesson I got in my journey to you. So, I try hard not to be the typical dumb American stereotype where I don't know things about other countries. I tried to pay attention in world history class and world geography, at least when I took world geography. I don't keep up with current events too much, but I try to stay at least a little bit attuned to what might be going on in the world. And even tried learning a couple languages. Granted, I'm not particularly good at either, but estudié español en la universidad, pero no practico, no recuerdo. Watashi wa nihongo mo noraite imasu. Demo muy mal. Sometimes when my brain is trying to do Spanish, it does Japanese, and when it's trying to do Japanese, it does Spanish, even though the two languages are completely unrelated. My brain's like, oh yeah, your second language is this one, right? No. So my first facepalm in my journey to you, baby T, was when someone told me to check out infertility clinics in the Czech Republic. I had only vaguely remembered the post and said, and just the Czech part. And what kind of led to this facepalm moment was a favorite joke of mine, which added to my confusion. So, for the sake of a laugh, I'll share the joke. So the joke goes, this lady dies, goes to heaven, and St. Peter says, to get in, I just need you to spell one word. And she says, well, I'm not very good at spelling, but go ahead. He says, I need you to spell love. And she says, oh, that's easy. L-O-V-E. He says, welcome to heaven. Well, some time passes, and St. Peter tracks her down and says, hey, I got some stuff to do. Would you mind watching the front? You know the drill, right? She says, yeah, sure, why not? And sure enough, while she's manning the gate, her husband shows up. And she was like, oh my gosh, honey, tell me about what happened after I died. He says, you know that young nurse who was taking care of you, that pretty blonde thing? We fell in love and got married. I sold all of your old stuff, except for the stuff she wanted to keep. And we used the money to go on those vacations we always talked about, but were never able to go on. And we spent all this time together and did all the things we always talked about doing, but never did. And I left absolutely everything to her. A little perturbed by this. She starts the spiel. Okay, well, to get into heaven, you just need to spell one word. Says, okay, give it to me. Czechoslovakia. So that being one of my favorite jokes, although I probably didn't tell it right, led to the first facepalm moment when I went online and I was trying to look for fertility clinics in Czechoslovakia. Czechoslovakia hasn't existed since 1993. I should have known that. I swear I paid attention in college world geography, and I had to map out some of the Eastern European countries. I got obviously not a perfect score, but I thought I had gotten most of it and remembered that Czechia and Slovakia are two different places now. I was embarrassed for myself, the American education system, and all Americans. So I checked it out, and I did end up contacting a clinic that we're now planning on going to. But there was a bit of time where I was thinking about looking at someplace else. I had seen on the website I was looking at that has a whole bunch of European clinics that does tourism IVF, and I saw some clinics in Cyprus that were similarly priced, boasting an 89% success rate, and vacation packages, beautiful Mediterranean destination. I was getting really pumped about possibly going to Cyprus. However, I noticed that the clinics said they were located in North Cyprus. I had heard of Cyprus, but I hadn't heard of North Cyprus. So I decided to look up what the State Department said about traveling there, especially with the COVID situation. I wanted to see what we might want to expect. So let me read off of the United States state.gov travel information and advisory for Cyprus says after the current COVID information. UN buffer zone. Since 1974, the southern part of Cyprus has been under the control of the government of the Republic of Cyprus. The northern part of Cyprus, administered by Turkish Kyropatriots, proclaimed itself the Turkish Republic of North Cyprus, TRNC, in 1983. The United States does not recognize the TRNC, nor does any other country other than Turkey. A buffer zone patrolled by the UN peacekeeping force in Cyprus separates the two sides for U.S. travelers. If that doesn't put a damper on your travel plans, I don't know what will. I did ultimately find that it is rather peaceful in Cyprus, and there shouldn't really be too much of a problem going to a fertility clinic in North Cyprus as an American. But the biggest thing for me is there's a lot of legal paperwork involved, and by going to Prague, a lot of the international legal work is very similar. It's backed by the EU and the UN, so I don't have to worry about geopolitical issues like that. But that was an interesting history lesson of something I never learned in school. Never. I had no idea. So the last thing that happened that I never thought would affect me when I hear about these things happening around the world. My husband and I were like, well, if we have some extra time while we're in Europe, we should see one of the cities that we've wanted to see, but just didn't think we could because of our finances. And we were thinking maybe London or Paris. I was pushing for London, and at first I was thinking, oh, and luckily because it's also a EU nation, we can just use the euros. Oh, yeah. Brexit happened, didn't it? I had no idea Brexit could ever potentially affect me. More than possibly the economic relations between the United States and the UK. And even then, I heard that it won't affect most people in the UK. Not that I heard all that much about it. I'm still kind of confused on the whole ordeal. But yeah, there was a moment where I was like, oh, we could just use our euros there too, but nope. Brexit actually affected me in travel plans that are nowhere near set in stone. We might not even have time to go to London or Paris, and we might still go to Paris, who knows. But I just thought it was interesting that this thing I kept hearing about wouldn't affect me. Yeah, it's something I actually have to think about. So, Baby T, that was some geography that I got some lessons in during my journey to you. If you're watching this and you're not Baby T, thank you for tuning in. This is a vlog journey of getting to my future child, whatever that may entail. Right now it is going to use an egg donor at a clinic in the Czech Republic. So if you're interested, go ahead and subscribe. Also, share this with some other people who might be going through something similar. And I'm thinking my next video will be a review of fellow fertility kits, which is a fertility testing kit for men, in my next video.